It's browsing. Here we go. Welcome, Emily.
Hi.
It didn't do 3, 2, 1. It's a new feature. We're like, what? So, Emily, I thank you so much for taking the time to do that case study. We're taking you to a case study today to all of you in that beautiful community of social media love. And Emily said yes to share with you, uh, something I could tell you myself, but I'm biased because I know that the work that I teach at Social Media Love works when you do the work. And Emily is one of those students who do the work, and we've witnessed amazing shifts with you, and you're the first one to share with us all the things. So Emily, that's the reason why, you guys, I bring you Emily here, and I'll bring you more clients so that you hear from them from their own lens what happens when you say yes to your visibility from inside out.
Mm-hmm.
And so before Emily introduces herself, I want to introduce myself to those of you who don't know me yet. So my name is V.I.S.I.B.L.E. I'm a TEDx speaker, and I talk about visibility. I also am an online visibility strategist where I help women entrepreneurs to really take their marketplace, their market share online. But before you're able to sell your services and your products, there is something inside of you that's going to stop you. Not because you don't have the right strategy or the right tactic. It's because there are things that needs to be healed so that you can grow and expand. And so this is the work that we do. This is the work that I started with Emily and our beautiful community. So Emily, before we go deeper, tell us who you are, where you're talking from, and who you serve.
Okay, my name's Emily Arsenault. I own technically two businesses, Dog-Eared Books, which is a used bookstore in Arsenault, New Brunswick. And then inside my bookstore, I have a metaphysical section, and I keep that separate. So that's Stag Magicks. So I have two separate Facebook pages and Instagram for those. So I have two separate clients because that's two separate businesses. But I'm just going to talk about my bookstore today because that's what I'm trying to focus on both. But my bookstore is, my customers are avid readers of any age, people who love books.
Yes. And can I say that my book is on your shelf too, because you reach out to me and to ask me my book in there. So I just want to say, because it's so awesome. That's how we
Yeah.
met, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have your bookstore.
Mhm.
So, and then you said in your bookstore, there is a, a metaphysical. Can you explain what
Yeah.
is that?
Crystals, tarot cards, witchy stuff. We call it the witchy corner.
Yes, and I love it. It's so good. So tell us, because we have people from all over the world. Where are we?
Mhm.
Like, we're lucky enough that we can see each other whenever we want because we're almost neighbors.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
where are you?
my store is in Arsenault, New Brunswick, but I have a website so anybody can shop. So it's at dogearedbooks.ca, and both the Stag Magics and the books are all on that website. And so is Angelique's book.
So what you can do after our live, in the comment section, you could put your links so
Yeah.
that people can learn more about what you do
Yeah.
and things like this, right? So I love this. So I want to for our audience here, I would love for you, Emily, to kind of share the story of how we met, just so that I want with that story that sometimes, you're gonna work with your next clients. It doesn't have to be hard. Like, it
Mhm.
was the most natural way for you and I to connect.
Yeah.
And I became your clients because I go to your store and buy stuff from you, and you got one of my programs. Like, and it was not like a big deal. It just happened.
Happened. Yeah. And it feels good. Like I knew that it was supposed to happen. It's divinely timed.
So
Yeah. We
yeah.
met at your book launch at the Armacto Galleria, and I bought your book then. I still haven't read it, but I will. And I just knew when I met you, I was like, oh, I'm going to work with her.
I love it. Yeah. And so that was a few weeks ago. Like,
Yeah.
it was in July, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So we are recording here October 7th, and so 2024. So that was just a few months ago. So let's go back to this time before we met. Could you describe as a business owner where you were at, or what was your biggest frustration at the time that you wanted to join, Social Media Love?
Being visible. I am good at posting on Facebook, but I have never been the face of the business. And a lot of people don't know who I am. There's a couple of women who work at the store, and sometimes they think they're the owner of the store. So I want to be the face of my business, and I want to be more visible. And that's your thing.
I love this. Tell me more about this. What does it feel when your employees, who are amazing, by the way, the one I know, when they tell you, well, they thought I was the owner. Like, what did you feel when this happens?
Frustrating. I put a lot of work and love into my business. So when people think that it's not mine, I want people to know that's mine. I'm proud of my business. It's mine.
Yeah, and you should be proud because this is a beautiful gem. How long have you been in business, Emily?
2 years, April. It was 2022 in April. And I went right on Facebook, and that was how I did all my marketing. And it was all just Facebook and word of mouth. My opening day, I had $2,500 in sales.
Bang, bang, bang. Oh, yeah. So we use stuff to celebrate here. That's one of my coach. She does that. So I don't have the same pom-pom, but I bought those ones. I love it. But that was a good signal, right?
Yeah. Yes. It felt so good. There was a lineup down the hallway when I opened the door. It felt so good.
So this is the picture, and you guys gonna hear more about how we work together, but this is the type of vision that you want to keep close. And how did you feel it was not even a vision, you were already in your vision?
Yeah.
Right?
Felt
how
so
did it feel?
So good. I texted my husband, and he said, how does it feel to make more money than me in one day? It's like, great. It feels great.
I love this. I love this for you. This is awesome. So I'm sure, Emily, even before we met, or just before you tried other solutions. And I'm saying this because I see a lot of women who come to me and they've bought a bunch of programs, bunch of trainings. They think their strategy is not the right strategy. They think they need to do a new tactic. And that's kind of the topic of my TEDx. When in fact, what we talk about is who you are as a woman and who you need to become so that you can become visible, not only online, but to yourself first, right? So what were the other solutions that you tried before joining Social Media Love?
Something I've actually been focusing on, and I've learned through this program, for the last, 3 months before I started the program, I was thinking profits, money, looking at my budget. I was looking at my budget and how much money I needed to make every single day. And it didn't feel right at all. And I wasn't making the money because all I was thinking about was making money and profits. And as soon as I stopped doing that, I've actually started making more money, making more profits. And it's because I wasn't in flow, which is something that we talk about in the program.
I love that you remember this. Your focus and attention was like, I always say, it's like a dog having a bone, and just like chew the bone and then until the end, and then you end up constricting your energy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what type of solution were you looking for at the time before we met each other? That was around profit training, or what was that?
I just knew, I think from reading the back of your book and watching your TEDx and learning about you on Facebook, yours was all about working the business from the inside out instead of the outside in. I don't So I knew that it has to come from inside me and it has to feel right. And that's not what I was focusing on before. I was trying to every program that I'd taken was, if you want to share a reel, you should do it on Thursday at 3:00 because that's when people are on Facebook. It didn't feel right.
I love that you share that example. And Emily, the story you're sharing here was my story. I did like you. I took all the trainings, and I always say, like, I'm always learning from the best. And I loved all the trainings.
Mm-hmm.
I spent a lot of money and time doing it all, and it was still not working for me.
Yeah.
until I realized there is a piece missing, and it's not outside of me. It's well, part of me was not on board. And when you say, it didn't feel aligned, and this is that part, right, that we want to bring in the game. Otherwise, all the beautiful efforts that you do, that I do, it won't pay, because you're not ready. You're not ready to receive as
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
right? I love this. So, did you have any objection at all before you decided to join? Like, tell me more about your process when you discovered who I was, what I was doing, and then in between the time you said, yes, I'm going to buy. Um, did you go through any objections or questioning?
I thought, well, I had a lot of resistance at first. So I thought, you know what? I don't have time. I have 2 kids. I have a business. I am a wife. I don't have time to do anything extra. I just gonna work my business. That was my biggest resistance, was thinking about the time. And then I realized, well, that's kind of silly. If I work the program, I'll have more time to that was my biggest resistance, yeah. And then once I realized, no, I do have the time. I can make the time.
I love this. Yes, because I like how you kind of open your mind and how you went through the process. So, what made you say yes outside of the fact that you say, I'm going to make time, but like, what is the piece of what you saw in what I was talking about that made you say yes? Not only am I going to make the time, but I know this is it for me right now in my life.
I honestly, I sat down with my body and I just knew that it was the right thing to do. Um and I also talked to my husband about it, and he's very logical. I'm very emotional. That's how I make all my decisions, which maybe not the best choice.
I'm
But
the same.
yeah, I just knew that it was time. And then when I actually sat down with the proposal that you wrote to me with my husband, he looked at it logically and said, you know what, that sounds like a great program. You should do it. So it was actually a joint decision between me and my husband to sign up too.
That's awesome. I didn't know that part. I love, thank you so for sharing this, because, for me, when I really started to invest in myself, I was, kind of shy to share with my family, oh my God, I'm going to invest this and it's going to cost this. And I was like very like judgmental about it. And I love your approach and how you kind of shared it. And I know that since we work together, you share even some of the exercise that you do with your husband. I just like that's so cool. That's so cool. So tell me, so far, we've been together for a few weeks working together, but we've known each other for a few months. How would you say, this working together really started to solve some of the things that you were struggling with or perceiving as challenges?
Yeah, I think it's being in aligned with what my body and my soul needs with my business. Um, I think it was last week's quest that really put it into place for me. Um, all we had to do was make a list of 20 names, 10 people that we wanted to collab with, and 10 people we wanted to pay for our services. I made the list, and without even doing anything with that list, I got a collaboration with somebody on the list. That meant so much to me. It was fantastic.
Yeah, and I love this because you're raising. I know I keep saying I love this because I really do. Like something that I didn't know is that it's not just about doing. Yes, you took the align action to put your names,
Yeah.
but as you had the full intention to be so intentional about those names, and then the magic happens. You were available for this call that you got from that person who said, hey, you want to collaborate with me? And you were like, what?
Yeah.
And so some people say it's called, how do we call this? Synchronicities.
Yeah.
Or some people say, coincidence.
Yeah.
Nothing is a coincidence.
No.
It's really whatever you're available for
Yeah.
that you receive. And I'm seeing it for myself as well, more and faster when you start trusting your body.
Hmm.
So, okay, for someone who's not here yet, but is curious, when you just said, I really trusted my body. And so, and really, what does that mean in terms of business? Like, what do you do, or how do you do it? Like,
I always describe it to people. You know the feeling that I get. You know when somebody's lying to you. You feel it in your gut. That's when I need to make a business decision. That's how I feel it, like in my gut, like that. And we all have that intuition. That's the word I guess I was looking for, is intuition. We all have that. Some people know how to use it better than others, but we all have an intuition. We all know that feeling. Yeah.
Emily, can you share more about how you use your intuition in the business decision? I'm just going to bring you there so that someone who is listening is like, because I'm like, we usually bring women here who are already very intuitive. Maybe they don't even know they are,
Yeah.
and they don't know how to use it until they know, right? And you're the queen of this. You have a store that is plugged in the intuition world, in the intangible and all the things, right? So can you even go a little deeper and explain what it is when you know that your intuition is telling you something and it's aligned
Yeah.
for
So
you?
that's how I feel it in my stomach. That's where I personally feel it. Some people feel it in their heart. I feel it in my stomach. So I just sit down and I ask my body, um, is this the right decision to do? Actually, I learned about from one of my friends who owns a business as well. She told me that if you can sit up straight, I have really bad posture, so this is really hard for me. But if you sit up straight and if you want to ask your body a yes or no question, your body will lean. Oh, I forget. Is it forward for
Yes,
yes?
forward, yes. And then this. It's like
Backwards.
a pendulum. And if it's
Yes.
gonna no, it's gonna go that way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Emily, I love this that you bring that up, because that sounds very woo-woo for most of us. I was a skeptic 10 years ago. But holy moly, it is so true.
Yeah.
The body knows. The body knows.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't even have to use I don't even have to ask my body to go forward or backwards. I just know because my intuition is strong and I use it all the time.
Yes. Yes. And so, okay. So what result are you the most excited of or for since we've been working together? So you have your list of clients. Is there anything else you want to bring up to the forefront that could kind of illustrate the type of shifts that are starting to happen for you as we work together?
I'm much more calm. Um, oh goodness, what's the word I'm looking for? I've been doing the alternate nostril breathing every hour for what have we been doing that for 3 weeks? Because that was
Yes.
one of the first things we learned. So I'm able to actually use my intuition better because I've been giving my body love and giving it more breathing, more breaths. That sounds so silly because we breathe all the time, but it's not on purpose all the time. So I've been purposely breathing, and yeah, I'm sleeping better. My body just feels so good. I have more energy. I can't believe it.
I know. Is that last week that you came? Oh no, that's earlier. One of the somatic practice that we do. We use primal screaming as part of one way of releasing our emotions. And you said that you felt like after that you felt so on a high almost.
Yes, I could have ran a marathon. I felt so good. And I've been feeling so good the last 3 weeks. Just so good.
Okay. I love this because this is what it does. And what I want to add, Emily, and I'm sure you probably experienced it already, you can feel so good and still feel sad or feel frustrated or feel depressed but we are developing this ability to go from disempowering states to empowering emotions so that it's faster and faster that you can allow it to be sad and then go back to, for you want to be happy or whatever is the
Yeah.
thing that you love to feel, right? So I want to bring that up because this helps in business, especially when we sell. I used to be this woman entrepreneur who would sell something or have a sales call. When I say sales calls, and then if someone would say no, I would take it personally.
Mhm.
And I would be sad and I would roll in it for days. When in fact, when you allow yourself to feel all your feelings without judging them, what I was doing, it was not only I was frustrated, but I was judging myself for not having been able to close a sale.
Mm.
So that was kind of a double Big Mac of guilt and shame and things, right? And what does that do to your energy? You feel like depleted, right? And then no wonder why you don't feel like posting the next day or
Mhm.
sharing your knowledge, sharing your expertise,
Yeah.
right? So I like that you bring up that example. Okay, so now from the perspective that we have today, Emily, working together and having this beautiful community that you are part of, what do you feel is possible that you didn't think could be possible before?
Every there, I don't even have possibilities anymore. I can do anything. That first of all, the sky is literally the limit. And I used to think that I couldn't even make $50,000 in a year. I was like, that's not for me. That's for other business owners. I don't even need a cap anymore. I guess the course has and the program has given me so much confidence that I don't even feel like I have a limit anymore. I can do anything.
You can. And you're just raising something that is important to bring back, is that the reason why you feel like this way is because now you feel that it's possible for you.
Mhm. Yes, for me. Yeah. Because I never felt like I that wasn't for me. That's for other people. I've struggled with imposter syndrome for my whole life, pretty much. And I'm working through that a lot. It's not gone, of course, but I understand that I deserve it. I deserve success.
You do, yes. I love how you phrase it, and we'll talk more about imposter syndrome in the coming weeks, Emily, as part of the work we do. And I just want to bring up something for those of you who are listening. Is that imposter syndrome is a kind of a protective mechanism that every human has, because the minute you are willing and open to change and do something that is unfamiliar, it's seen as a threat for your nervous system, because change is like unfamiliar. And you know how we know that expression, like to do things outside of your comfort zone? What it means is that anything that you're not familiar with, um, you're gonna hijack your nervous system. So you're gonna start to feel palpitation or acheness in your body, and then your thoughts gonna start pumping things like, who are you? Who do you think you are? You don't have enough time. You don't have enough money. Oh, look at what happened last year. You won't be like, all the things start. And then this is a mechanism that allows your body to keep you the same.
Mhm.
And because you woke up this morning, you were alive in that limited version of you, it wants you to keep there. And it's because it's really a biology thing, like the biology of fear, right? It's a system to your body uses fear to stop you, and it works very well. And
Mhm.
in our society, we hear a lot imposter syndrome as almost like a disease. But it is the most beautiful gift you can have, because, and that's what we're going to be going deeper on, this is your signal that you are on the right path.
Mhm.
And once you learn to dance with your fears and your nervous system, which is, the nervous system is the boss of our body, right? So we need to learn how to use to soothe our nervous system, so that once it's soothed and regulated, we can do and take the action that we say we want, our dreams, right? So we will deep dive into imposter syndrome in a way that's going to blow your mind and blow your imposter syndrome. That will never go away, by the way, just saying. So I love that you brought that up, because this is a big theme everywhere, in the news, everywhere.
Mhm.
Imposter syndrome, right? So Now, Emily, tell me more about being in the community at Social Media Love. What did you learn? What did it feel like? I just want to hear from you, because you're not just alone. You and I have some work one-on-one, but you also are part of, the community. And I would love to hear, what was your experience like? Is that were you accustomed to being community when you were taking trainings? Is that a new experience, or how
Yeah,
do you?
I've only ever done one-on-one training before, so this is a brand new experience for me, and I love it. Um, I'm not alone, even when you're on one-on-one. I guess you're not alone, but um, some of the women aren't even local to us, and that doesn't matter. We're still a great community of women, and I just feel it's such a safe space. Um, and it opens up for collaborations with other local businesses or national businesses as well. But it's such a safe space, and it's such a nice group to just open up and know you're not alone.
Yeah, I always say, in the group program that you invest, you can be sure that there is at least one client for you, one collaborator, one new friend,
Yeah.
maybe a partner of life. Like, it's the magic
Yeah.
of groups, is it's unlimited. And I like the fact you feel safe, because when you do that type of work, like we say, visible from inside out, it takes a lot of vulnerability and openness to share, so that you can shed some lights on your hidden corners that keeps you safe, hidden,
Yeah.
and blocks you from taking the action. You say, with your conscious mind, you say that you want to hit the six figure, you say you want to do this or have this and be that. But if you are not going inside first, it won't let you go there. So having the community to hold space for you is paramount, because I find that when one woman win, or one woman is vulnerable and open, I find that all of us, it gives us permission to be open, to be vulnerable, and to move forward.
Yeah. And I like to steal other people's energies too, in a positive way. So when there's a success in the group, it makes me feel really good too. And then I feel like, if hey, they can do it, I can do it too. And then it just raises my vibrations. Feels good.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. So what are people who are looking from afar and maybe would love to experience a transformation like the one you are experiencing? What are they missing out, is one way to say it, by not joining that type of program, whether it's this one or maybe another event or things, that because I always, everything I do is based on that fundamental that you are working with me right now. So
Mhm.
someone who is on the fence, what would you tell them?
It's worth it, first of all. And if you want to work from the inside out, then this is the program for you. Um, I'm so happy that I signed up, and I didn't have any doubts that I would transform. Um, but yeah, I know that it's good for anybody too. Anybody on their journey. Yeah, I just it's just a good idea.
Okay. Yeah, I like journey. Tell me more about this. For someone who is trying to journey, what is the journey of a woman entrepreneur according to you?
Uh, First of all, I have to just say that we can never compare journey to journey. I have had a hard time comparing my business journey to other people's business journeys, and we talk about that in the group a lot. That everything that you're on the right path, no matter where you are in the course. My sister-in-law owns a very successful roofing company, and they've owned it for more than 10 years. My business is only 2, and I find myself comparing my business to her business. It's not even the same business. Um, so that is the first thing I have to say about journeys, that your journey is your journey, and it's divinely timed.
I love this. I think this is the best way um, to come to a conclusion with our talk, because this is so gold what you're just saying. I love this. Thank you for sharing this. This is so important because a lot of your energy can be sucked into that comparison, how they call it, right?
Yeah.
So before I give you the last word, I want to talk to all of you who's going to be listening to Emily's, experience of working with Social Media Love, surrounded by a community of women entrepreneurs who are on the journey. If anything of the conversation we're having here, if there is some hit in your body, if you feel connected to this conversation, I really, really want to invite you to jump and have a conversation with me. If you want to be in the room of the next event I'm organizing or the next cohort of one of the programs that I run, and you feel that what just Emily shared really speaks to you, so what you can do is to put in the comments, you can put in the room, and that's going to be my key to reach out to you, and I'll give you my calendar and we'll have a conversation to see where you're at with your business. What do you need the most right now? And maybe I can help you, and maybe I can't. And I will tell you, okay, I work with women who are ready and a good fit, not because you're a bad fit. You might not be in that season of your business. So I'll refer you to someone else, okay? Or I'll put the link. It's called socialmedialovecall.com. I'll put that as well, so that you can click on this and basically I ask you a few questions. There is a video. There is my TEDx. I want you to watch my TEDx when you first meet me, because it gives you a sense. You may not like that perspective on marketing. This is what I believe in. This is my story. This is Emily's story. All the women who come to our to our Social Media Love, events and programs, this is their story. When you realize that everything is from inside out, the inside makes the outside in every part of your life, business, relationship, everything, health, everything. So if you feel compelled by our conversation, and Emily, thank you for sharing your experience, because this is an exercise of visibility and you are rocking at it. I have to tell you. Join us. Like, before you join us, we're gonna have a conversation, and then you have nothing to lose, everything to win. Your dream wins. It's always your mind wins or your dreams wins. It's either or. And the beauty is that you can train your mind to help you win your dreams. And that's the work we do from inside out. So Emily, I want you to give us the word of the wrap up, of the conclusion. What do you want to share?
Something you were just talking about, for people to, if they're on the fence too, I would take this course, this program again. Not right away, because I would need to digest it, but in 4 to 5 years, I would take it again. 100%, I would take it again. Maybe I will take it next year.
Emily, I'm gonna share you with full transparency. I think from there is pieces that are really marketing oriented, and the pieces that are more neuro identity evolution type is the one that I got certified in, so that you can win your visibility online. There is a neuro identity evolution thing that I teach you. And this, I probably took it, I don't know how many times, plus teaching it. So all together, I would not be surprised that it's been 100 times that I teach or learn or re-listen, because the brain loves repetition.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's why it's not about learning, it's about becoming. And then at some point, you won't even think, what am I thinking here? You will autocorrect right away your thinking, or you're going to ignite new neural pathways in your brain, and it's going to become second nature. And this is where you start to grow and expand, because at every level of success, when you start to feel comfortable and familiar, human nature wants to have more, because when you can impact more people with your business, why not? So, and then you go again through the work, because at every level of unfamiliarity, your nervous system will offer you the same, triggers and activation than before. And for hanging out with 7 and 8 million year revenue people and coaches, they tell me that whenever you are at 7 or 8, it's the same. in terms of nervous system regulation. Every decision is not a question of money. It's not a question of where you are at in your journey. Everything that is new will get you to regulate your nervous system, master your mind, master your body. And this is the fun part, because as you were saying, this is how you feel unlimited after that. So, Emily, thank you so much for joining. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to us. Make sure that you book a call with me if you want to learn more. And then, Emily, please put your links in the comments so that people can learn more about what you do and the amazing little place that I discovered. I can't believe that I've been living here for 18 years. No, 18 years. And I'm just getting to well, you were not existing before, but 2 years ago, right? I'm just starting now, so I'm so grateful.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Emily. Okay, so see you next time, and have a good day, and see you soon. Ciao.